Hey, my name is Jasmine, and welcome to the Revolution of Consciousness channel. So, today I want to talk about human beings and their addiction to thinking. Now, I know that addiction is a strong word, but it is literally the only word that I can think of to describe this condition that we have as a species. We are so lost in our minds. And I believe that actually that's what causes so much unrest and disruption in amongst ourselves. We're so lost in the mind, in the egoic thinking. So how are we addicted to thinking? Well, the mind is perpetually going round and round and round for so many people. They live their entire lives from their point of awareness of the thinker, just going round and round and round and round and round in circles. And why? Well, I guess because we were never told that we don't have to think all the time. We were never taught this in school. No one taught us this. So how are we supposed to know that there's another dimension of existence away from thought? The other thing is that thoughts themselves, they want to be thought, They're tiny entities. And every single entity wants to live, it wants to keep going and survive. And that every thought holds its own little vibration. It's a little tiny entity and it wants to live. And I always think that thoughts, they kind of have hooks on them and they grab your attention. They hook onto you and then they grab you and you're lost in a thought stream. So really what we want to do is we want to recognize our addiction to thinking, and we want to recognize how addictive the little thoughts they are themselves. They want to be thoughts, and it's stimulating. When you're sat there in meditation in no thought, there's no stimulation. The thoughts, they kind of feed you a little bit. They entertain you. It's stimulating you. So of course they're going to be addictive. So if thoughts are stimulating, then maybe someone could argue, well, surely being in a place of no thought is boring. Well, that in and of itself is like a feeling, an emotional of sorts that may arise in this place of no thought. It's something to be witnessed. But really isn't thinking the same thoughts over and over, being lost in the mind, isn't that boring? I often, before I started on this journey, used to think, oh, I'm so sick of thinking. And I would notice that they would be the same thoughts just going round and round and round. I mean, I can't remember the statistic, but I read somewhere that there was the actual statistics of how many thoughts are actually new thoughts, and it was so low. So many of the thoughts that we actually think have already been thought before. So what a waste of time that is to just think it again and to overthink and to potentially even produce negative emotion due to overthinking.
Into the wild I'll go, and into the wild I am. It's been a while, freedom child, since I left my roots back home.
So I know that so far I've kind of poo-pooed thoughts, but yeah, thoughts are not entirely bad. Of course, we need them. We need them to function. We need them to navigate in this reality. So we need thoughts. And obviously, the mind is an amazing tool to help us create. But what if you're just done with this thinking, with this addiction, and what if you want to just dwell in nothingness? And the actual benefits of this, it's just unreal. It's life-changing. This is a practice like no other. If you decide to drop your addiction to thinking, or to even just recognize it and address it and put the intention in to open up a space within your mind of no thoughts, to open up the space between your thoughts and to focus your awareness in on that space instead. Now, the actual benefits of what can happen when you really decide to open up this space within you, it's just unreal. There are so many benefits. So I guess that's a whole other video in and of itself. But I do want to address some of the benefits right now anyway, just to try and help you to understand how important this really is. So firstly, when we are not actually lost in the mind, we see what's in front of us. We see the trees, we hear the beauty of the sounds, we see like the intricate details around us. We're more aware of our surroundings, we fall in love with our surroundings. And even, the smallest of things can become so incredibly amazing. Something as simple as putting on a fluffy pair of socks when you're not thinking and you're actually just in the moment and you're feeling. This can become an incredibly lovely experience. And we would miss all of that. We'd miss the sounds of the birds and the beauty of nature. We'd miss all of that if we were lost in a thought stream. So many of us are plagued with anxiety and just fear in general due to overthinking. When we overthink, we give rise to so many negative emotions that do not feel bad, do not feel good. And simply by finding this place of no thought within you, you're able to find a safe space away from the overthinking that then generates negative emotion. So it brings so much peace in your emotional body. And it can really make you flow through your days so much more because of this. And primarily, really, it creates this sense of disidentification from your thoughts. If you are continuously lost in your thoughts, then you will identify with that voice in your mind. You will think that is you. But through finding spaciousness within the mind, you are then able to witness your thoughts more. Because you're in this space of stillness, of nothingness, and then suddenly a thought comes and you recognize it and you look it in the face and you say, wow. Okay, so that then creates this disidentification, and that is a whole rabbit hole of absolutely life-changing awareness. It's awakening. You begin to awaken who you are beyond the mind, and then that brings this unparalleled sense of freedom. Because you're no longer a slave to your addiction. You're no longer a slave to your thoughts. You really awaken to the power, your inherent power, as the observer of your thoughts. And this is a journey that is truly unlimited in this lifetime. You've got no idea where this can lead at this point, once you start realizing who you are, who you actually are. Because you're not that voice inside your mind, you're really not. And some people might think, oh, it sounds a bit scary to be in nothingness, just with no thought. Well, I guess just try it out for yourself, because nothing bad's ever happened to me. I've just found absolute peace. And don't get me wrong, it's not all about peace, because if we've spent our whole life dwelling in the dimension of thought, then we've kind of bypassed our emotions. We haven't felt our emotions. We haven't given them space to rise through us. We've repressed them. So when you do find that space of thought, I'm not going to lie, you do have emotions that come up. I mean, anyone that's been to a meditation retreat will tell you this. However, that leads to another incredible life-changing benefit from this practice, which is healing. All of the pain that you carry around with you, the patterns that repeat themselves over and over, is because of trapped pain. It's because of trapped trauma. So if you are able to sit in this place of stillness, of not thinking, then yeah, the pain comes up and you release it. So even though you may propel yourself onto this journey of healing, it's incredibly worth it, because you're awakening, you're healing yourself, and there's nothing to be afraid of anyway, because you've always got this place of comfort, of no mind, of just letting everything go and sinking into nothingness. And it's always with you. You've always got your mind with you. So you can choose to drop your thoughts at any time. So I know in this video I've talked so much about the benefits of actually recognizing your addiction to thinking, and yes, how to recognize it in the first place. But I'm going to do a video on how to actually stop it, because it's easy enough for me to blab on about this kind of stuff, but I want to tell you how you can stop thinking. So stay tuned for the next video, and thank you so much for watching this. If you want any more information regarding these kind of topics, please check out my videos, hit the like button, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more material like this. So thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye bye bye.